Hi, Charmy Shang here, and thank you so much for buying my new project, Impossible Card Balance. Now, before we get into the routine as well as the performance and explanation of this trick, let's go over some of the brief history of this routine. So, this idea actually came about from a Vietnamese magician by the name of Calvin Trinh. So, Calvin actually released a trick many years ago called Inline, which he released with Magic Tile. And one of the things that he did was he balanced the card on the edge of the deck and he take out one card from underneath. So after I did some research and I realized that he can only just take out maximum up to I think two cards from underneath the card itself, and that got me thinking like, how can I solve this problem and try to come up with another way to remove as many cards as you want from underneath the balance card, and that's where we have this impossible card balance that we have. So I would like to give special thanks to Calvin Trinh for giving me permission to publish this trick. And of course, I would like to thank JT Magic for helping me produce this trick itself. And most importantly, I would like to thank my fiance, Trisha, who's behind the camera for filming this. So without further ado, let's move on to the explanation of the trick. Let me show you another card trick. So you can see I have a full deck of cards over here. I'm going to give you a choice. Do you want the top or the bottom part? Top half. Okay, just do me a favor, just cut half the cards. Okay, and then now do me a favor, just spread through the cards and then just look through, just make sure that all the cards, they are all normal. Okay, so they're all normal. Okay, great. Now what I'm going to have you do is, can you just pass me one of the cards, any card? Okay, great. You take another card yourself. Okay, great. Now I just want you to take this card and then just try to balance it. Hold it like this, and then see if you can let go like this. And then you can just try to balance the card this way. Can you do that? Okay. No worries. Now let me show you the card. I can just take out a second card from underneath and the card is still balanced. You just hold on to this for me. Take out even more. Take out even more. Just hold it on. And if you can see, I can also try to take out even more cards. But whatever you see just now is an illusion because none of this is as it is. So you can even check out the cards. Check it out. Make sure they're all normal. Thank you.
First, let's have a look at the basic principle of this trick. This is our gimme card. Let's have a look at the structure of it. This gimme card consists of two parts. The first part is a joker, and the second part is this little piece. These two parts are linked by a piece of elastic thread, just like this. When we perform this routine, we put this gimme card underneath the whole deck, and after the spectator select the card, we move this piece here to the top of the deck. So here is a piece of elastic thread. When we need to balance the card on top of the deck, we just put this card underneath this elastic thread. So this card will balance on the top of the deck. Let's talk about the setting. To perform this routine, we need to prepare a deck of cards. The color of its back must correspond to the color of this gimme card. Then we need to take out one of the jokers out of the deck. It depends on which joker is your gimme card. If your gimme card is a big joker, we need to take out the big joker, and we don't use it anymore. Next, you put this gimme card on the bottom of this deck. The direction is very important. You must make sure that this little piece is near you. This little piece will be on your side, just like this. Because before we perform this routine, we need to show all the cards to the spectators we need to spread the cards like this. So your left hand will cover this little piece. So this direction is crucial. Finally, you put the whole deck back into the card case like this. Now the setting is done. First, you take out the whole deck out of the card case, and then you can show all the cards to the spectators. You spread the whole deck vertically, just like this. This handling will guarantee your left hand will cover this little piece, just like this. I will show it to you one more time. You show all the cards are different. And then you let the spectator to select a card. He can select any card. And then you do an all-around square up. That means you rotate the whole deck 180 degrees. So now this little piece is here. This little piece will be far away from you now. When the spectators looking at the card, or you can ask them to sign his name on this card. At the same time, you use your right hand to move this little piece to the top of the deck, just like this. You just put this little piece here. Then you use your left thumb and your left middle finger to hold this little piece like this. Okay? So this little piece will not move now. Then you take this card and you pretend to rub this card on top of the deck. Actually, you are putting this corner underneath the elastic thread, just like this. You can put it deeper, okay? And then you release your right hand and you can show this card is balanced on the top of the deck. Next, you can take the top cards out of the deck one by one, just like this. Because this card is not the actual top card, so it will not influence anything. Actually, this selected card is balanced on top of this gimmick piece. So you can take the cards out of the deck from the top, one by one. Okay? Maybe you can take a pile of cards out of the deck, just like this. Finally, we want to let this card drop off the deck. What you do is very simple. You use your right hand to flick this card, but simultaneously you release your left thumb and your left middle finger. So you do these two actions together. Okay, this card will fly away. But actually, this little piece, when you release your two fingers, because of this elastic thread, this little piece will go underneath the whole deck automatically, just like this. Okay, I will show it to you one more time. It looks like you just flick this card onto the table. Finally, you can do one more all around square up and you can show all the cards to the spectators again. That's the whole routine. You can even balance 3 cards on top of the deck. How to do that? You can choose 3 spectators and you let each of them to select the card. Or you can let 1 spectator to choose 3 cards. Now you have 3 cards in total. When they are watching the cards, you use your right hand to move this gimmick piece to the top of the deck. And then you use your left thumb and middle finger to hold this little piece as we taught. Next, you balance the first card on top of the deck. Actually, you put this card underneath this elastic thread. To balance 3 cards, you need to insert this card deeper, just like this. And then you take the second card, you put this card, you put this corner of this card underneath this elastic thread, just like this. Okay? And then you put the third card on top of the deck, just like this. There is an advantage of the 3 cards. These 3 cards can provide a very wide cover of the edge of the deck. So the spectators will not see these 2 little lines. Okay? After you balance the 3 cards on top of the deck, you can also take out the top cards from the deck, just as we taught. The routine is the same. Finally, you flick the 3 cards. Simultaneously, you release your left thumb and your middle finger. So now, this gimmick piece will go underneath the whole deck immediately. Here's how to balance 3 cards. We use very high quality elastic thread in our gimmick card. So this elastic thread will not break very easily. But after long time use, maybe this elastic thread will break. Just like this. If this happens, we need to change this piece of thread to repair the whole gimmick card. How to do that? We provide extra elastic thread in our package. First, you cut a piece of elastic thread, maybe 20 cm, just like this. And then you put this gimmick piece back into the original place on the gimmick card. You need to align these 2 holes together, and you need to align these 2 holes. And then you push one end of the elastic thread through the 2 holes, just like this. Next, you use your left middle finger and your ring finger to hold this end. Then you push the other end through the other 2 holes, just like this. And then you take the other end. Next, you tie a knot. When you tie the first knot, you can pull the thread a little bit tight. And then you tie the second knot. When you tie the second knot, you can pull a little bit tight. And when you feel you can't pull the threads, you stop to pull. And then you can have a try. This tightness is very good. And then you tie the third knot just like this. And then you tie the fourth knot. Finally, you tied the fifth knot. So you tie 5 knots in total. So the knot will not open. Finally, you use a pair of scissors to cut the extra thread. Now you have repaired this gimme card.